It's Thursday night, May 4th, and here's a little book update. These are 3 books that I picked up yesterday at Strand. This book here, The Last Stand by Nathaniel Philbrook, was outside the store for $2. It's in great shape, except the dust jacket has like a little bit of a discolored area up here. It's not too bad. I already have this book, but this is something I wouldn't mind bringing on the train with me to read in the next 2 years. So hopefully I'll get around to this before I retire and bring it on the train. It's a little bit bulky, but this will be a good reading copy. So that's one. Then the next one, this one I bought in the store, was around $12 or $13. I recently picked this up in hardcover, but it was the first edition. The reason why I bought this is it's a revised second edition, so I thought I might as well just get it since I have the other one. The Dust Rose Like Smoke, The Subjugation of the Zulu and the Sioux by James O. Gump. I'm not sure if the only revision is an added chapter at the end, or if there's other information in the book that's been revised, but I figured I just get it since I have the other one, as I just said. So there's the second book. Then this one here, I have this book already in hardcover. I haven't read it yet. This is the Apache Wars by Paul Andrew Hutton, and this I got a very, very good deal on. It was inside the store on the book racks, which has like books that have to be shelved, and it was the only one on the rack that, of this particular book, and it was a $15.30. The original price on this is $17, so they were giving a little bit of a discount. And before I left the store, I figured let me just go over to the Native American section and look real quick at the books. So I saw that they had 3 more paperbacks, I should call it softcover, on the shelf, but they were like high up on the top shelf. And there were also a couple of hardcovers of this book there too. So I got the ladder, and I get up top there, and I take one out, looking to find like the best copy I can get. And it said $7.50. I mean, it was a brand new book, the same as the other one that I had for $15.30. In fact, the hardcovers were $15. So they were selling that soft cover book that was on like a book rack that was waiting to be shelved for more money than even the hardcover version was going for, which was brand new also. So when I saw this for $7.50 on the shelf, I thought, oh, good thing I went and looked just to see if I could find a better copy than the one I had, which was really nothing wrong with it. I just like to look. So if I didn't do that, I would have paid double the price than I had to. Someone must have marked it the wrong price, because the original price of this book is $17, and if it was marked $7.50, that's less than half, and it's brand new. All the ones on the shelf were brand new, and they were all $7.50. So someone goofed, but I took advantage of that goof. I should have bought them all. So that's it for this update. Saturday, I'm going to a library bookstore in Manhattan that I haven't been to yet. I just found out about it. Called St. Agnes Library, and they have a bookstore that's open only occasionally, and it's going to be open this Saturday, so I'm going to head over there. I don't really want to go on my day off back to New York City, but I'm curious to see what they've got there. So that's it for this little short update. Till next time, bye. Thursday, May 11th, and these are the books that I purchased this week. So let's go over them. 2 of them were from Amazon. I had these printed up. Diatribes Volumes 1 and 2 by No Illusions. Get it? No Illusions? Like religion is an illusion. I don't know his real name, but it's pretty cool. I heard him on No Illusions speak on a YouTube show, The Thinking Atheist, and I enjoyed listening to him, and I looked up the books, and they seemed interesting, so I picked those up. These were print on demand. They arrived in great shape too, which is very rare for Amazon. There was a DVD in the box also, one of the Thin Man movies. The last one in the series, I think it was. Or the one before the last. But they fit in the box just right, and they didn't move around, luckily, so they arrived in really nice condition. So I'm happy with that. And they've got 50 essays in each one, and they're not too long, so maybe I could do like one a night pretty soon. We'll see. I'll try to read them before the year is up. Then on Amazon, I also got Some Like It Wilder, The Life and Controversial Films of Billy Wilder by Gene Phillips. It's pretty much in like brand new condition, and I've been getting some movie books, including one or two others on Billy Wilder. And he's an interesting character, made some great movies, and it's kind of like behind the scene stuff that goes on with the movies, and tensions between the actors and the director. It's kind of interesting story, so look good. And then at Strand this week, I picked this up a couple of days ago. What Would Jefferson Do? Actually, this was yesterday. I got this yesterday on Wednesday. A Return to Democracy by Tom Hartman. It's brand new. Again, it was outside for $1. Brand new. It was written in 2004, so this is when Bush was president. But a lot of the stuff in here, just from looking through it, seems like it's still timely today, and looked very interesting. Like I said, I was like reading it, standing there, and kept reading more of it. So I thought, I'll just get it. It's only $1. So What Would Jefferson Do? Then I picked up High Noon, The Hollywood Blacklist, and The Making of an American Classic. This book I paid, I think it was $14. What happened was this is a brand new book, and they had it in the store for a slight discount. It was like 25 and change, and there were a couple of them on the shelf. And this happened to me a few weeks ago with another book, Apache Wars by Hutton, Paul Andrew Hutton, and they had different prices for like the same book, same quality. There was just no reason why they were different prices. So one of them was $25.20, I think it was, and this one was $14. So you bet I took it $14, and it was in great shape. I was like, that's mine. I'll take it for that price. Then today, I picked up inside the store. I really didn't want to pay $10 for it, but I did. True Tales and Amazing Legends of the Old West, from the editors of True West magazine. And this has a bunch of articles in here, over 20 of them, so 26 of them. Things on Custer, Wild Bill Hickok, Davy Crockett, The Alamo, Mountain Man Rendezvous, Sacagawea. Lots of interesting stuff in here. Nice pictures, so I figured, I'll just get it. It was in great shape. And then outside, I found this. This was a really cool find. It was $2. The Romantic Past of the Kansas City Region, 1540 to 1880. And basically, it's like paintings with some text of Kansas. A lot of it in the 1800s. So, like, opened it up, and they had this really nice painting here. I'll find one more. For $2, it was like in brand new condition. Let's see here. Here's another one. That's supposed to be a Remington watercolor. Again, $2. Nice art. Looks like some interesting narrative to go along with it. And so that's it for the week. Well, tomorrow's Friday. I might find something, and if so, I'll make another little quick video for that. And Saturday, we're doing Mother's Day a day early because we have some extra traveling to do for that. So they're doing it a day early for us. And that's about it. I have some book trips planned coming up in May and June. So hopefully we'll find some good stuff. Not that I have anywhere to put it or any time to read it. But it's fun, and I love books. So, till next time, bye. It's Sunday, May 14th, Mother's Day. But as a family, we celebrated Mother's Day yesterday with extended family. So today was just a day taking it easy, Tomorrow's work again and school, and ran some errands, did some shopping. But this is going to be a little short video. I did get 2 books in the mail today from Amazon, and oddly, it's a Sunday, and I got these. During holiday time, you usually get Sunday packages. That's in December. November, December, busy time. But I don't know why. It's May, and they're delivering on Sundays. But, okay by me. Fine with me. I picked up Ernie Pyle's War by James Tobin. It's a biography of Ernie Pyle, and looks interesting. Got some good reviews. And then I got Casablanca Behind the Scenes by Harlan Lebo, and this also looks interesting. I have a few books on Casablanca now, and I have not read any of them, but what the hell, just get them and I have them, and then I can just pick whatever I want to read from when I have the time. Will I ever have the time to read all of these books? No. But it's fun. Maybe I'll make a project of all the Casablanca books and try to read through them in a few months. Maybe next year or the year after. We'll see. But it's cool to have. Then, I get a lot of DVDs, but I don't really make an issue of showing them. But I'll just... usually I just talk about what I watch at the end of the month, but I'll show this. I got the Mr. Ed DVD set for our family to watch. We'll watch it. Try to watch like maybe 2 a week. There's a lot of shows. There's 100 and maybe 143 episodes. So that's a lot. I mean, even if you did one a week, 143, that's a lot. It's a few years. Was it 52? It's close to 3 years time to get through if you watch one a week. So we'll try to do maybe 2 a week or more. Maybe we could finish by the time we retire, but I don't know. To finish these by June 2019, it could be tough. We'll see. Speaking of retirement, the whole reason why I make these videos is about 774 days left until June 28th, 2019, which is my expected day of retirement. I mean, maybe I won't even go to work that day. I don't know. But that's it. My wife and I retire that day officially as of that day. So that's it for this video. We'll see what I pick up this week. Next weekend, actually the next 2 weeks, we have book trips planned. So we'll hopefully find some good stuff. It's always fun looking. So that's it. Take care. It's Friday, May 19th, and May is more than half over. I'm really looking forward to actually July coming around, because then it'll be 2 years to go to retirement. But almost up to June. It'll be 25 months in June, so one day at a time. That's all you could do, is one day at a time. Okay, what books did I purchase in the last week? Lord Grizzly, I got in paperback. I have some of these. I didn't remember how many I had when I purchased it, and this was maybe $2. I can't remember where I bought this. I just can't remember. Where was I? Well, wherever I was, I got it. I now have like 4 or 5 of these, although there's might be some different covers among them. But I'm probably going to read this one in the next month or two. Lord Grizzly, by Frederick Manfred. And this, of course, is about Hugh Glass, the Mountain Man. Okay. And that's, I think, 1820s? I keep going back to this. Yeah, 1822, it says on the back. At least part of the book takes place then. Okay, then I picked up, this I got on the internet. It was very cheap. The book itself was like $3 or $4, and shipping. It was like $7 to $8, somewhere in the $7 to $8 range with shipping, and it was really packed nicely. I don't know if it ever had a dust jacket originally. Does it now? I don't know if it ever did, but it's got this nice picture on the inside of the cover, same picture in the back, and it's got introduction by Dorothy M. Johnson, who herself wrote short stories and some books. And the 5 novels in here are Shane, First Blood, The Canyon, Company of Cowards, and The Keen, Kean Land, The Keen Land. The reason why I picked this up is because recently finished Monty Walsh by Jack Schaefer, and it was awesome. It's one of the best books I ever read in terms of like being a novel. The book I'm reading now, I won't mention it yet. I'll mention it in my last video of the month. I might have liked it more if I didn't just read Monty Walsh. I mean, it's hard to follow Monty Walsh. It's a hard act to follow. Then I picked up Mountain Man, John Coulter, The Lewis and Clark Expedition, and The Call of the American West by David Weston Marshall. Got this at Strand, brand new. A nice clear jacket on it. It's like 12 and change. Had a few copies, picked up the best one that I could find. Brand new. Then this next book here, I've been looking for in hardcover. I've only seen one copy, and it's beat up. It was $7.50, or it still is $7.50 because I still see it in the store, but I won't get it. It's like I say, it's beat up. So I picked this up. It was like 18 and change plus shipping, which I wish it was cheaper. I wish it was like maybe $10 or $12, but what the hell? I finally got my copy. Ghost Warrior by Lucia St. Clair Robson. I read this book maybe 2 months ago, and it was pretty good. So I wanted a hardcover. Then I picked up today for $2 at Strand, The European Challenge, a Time Life book. And this book is about, well, from skipping through some of it, what interested me is it's like the Europeans coming to the New World and their interactions with Indians, which a lot has to do with missionaries. And of course, I'm not religious. I'm anti-religious. It's a whole other, one day I hope to make videos about that, but not right now. But anyway, my opinion, Christianizing the Indians was wrong, and it seemed like they had information on this in here, so it looked interesting. I picked it up. It's brand new. I don't think it's been read. Then the last thing that I got, also picked up today, looks brand new, or just about, $2, again outside Strand. In the store, this would probably be like $10, $15, I'm guessing. The Declaration of Independence, the story behind America's founding document and the men who created it. A museum in a book featuring removable documents, letters, diaries, and artifacts by Rod Gregg. So you could, in this book, there's like papers you could take out. Like for instance over here, I'm not going to open it up, but this comes out. Let's see here. I don't want to rip it. I'm at a bad angle. But yeah, this comes out. You could open up. There's a bunch of them in here, and different sizes. But I went through the book. They all seem to be here. So for $2, it seemed like a steal. Declaration of Independence, the story behind America's founding document, and the men who created it. And for $2, I'm going to buy it for sure, by Rod Gregg. And I have a book by Rod Gregg, which is like an Old West trivia book. So that's it for this week. What I bought, and what books I bought. I also got DVD. It came in the mail yesterday. A Place in the Sun with Elizabeth Taylor and Montgomery Clift, and I watched the first. It's a 2-hour movie. I watched the first 90 minutes, so I've got another half hour to go, and it's very good. I'll go over that again at the end of the month when I review what books I read and what movies I watched for the month. Tomorrow we go to Jersey. Week after that it's Vermont and Connecticut. Oh, no, Massachusetts. Massachusetts and Vermont. And then the week after that, we're off to Poughkeepsie, I think it is. Poughkeepsie in Middletown. They have a book sale at Poughkeepsie. So that's it. Till next time. Enjoy life. Bye. Sunday afternoon, May 21st, and yesterday we went to 3 bookstores in New Jersey. 2 of them I struck out, but one of them I did get 3 books. Actually, my wife bought the 3 books for me for Father's Day coming up in June, and along with the 3 books, she got me a DVD set of film noir. So let's look at these real quick here. It was this here, film noir, collector's edition, 7 movies, plus some bonus features. So some of the movies I had, but some of them I didn't, and the bonus features I didn't have. So, you know, for the price, it was cheap enough, good to get. It's kind of cool. The cases all have nice different pictures. So kind of just a fun thing to have. So that's that. And I already ripped them into the computer so I could watch them on my tablet anytime I want. This was $3. Mort Kunstler's Civil War: The North. It's a little mini book. I have an art book with Mort Kunstler's art of the Civil War. Maybe some of this is repeated in there. I'm not sure. They had another one for $3, The South, and I wanted to get it, but some of the pages were like loose inside, so I let it go. So maybe I'll find that again somewhere, or just buy it online so I have the set. So there you go. Then this book here looked very interesting. This was $2 or $3. I don't remember now. 1846 Portrait of the Nation, and kind of a pivotal year, 1846, Mexican-American War, Oregon Territory, Francis Parkman, the Oregon Trail. So this kind of cool book. It's, let me see here, pictures and text, and it looks very interesting. I was checking it out yesterday. Something about anesthesia was invented that year also. So it looked very, very cool, and it was in great shape. And I asked them in this store if they had one, because other books they had with these covers on, these plastic covers for the soft covers. So I asked them if they had an extra one for this book, and they gave me a cover, which was really cool. And then this next book here, this book goes for quite a bit of money online, depending on where you find it, and it could be anywhere from like $35 to like over $100. It was brand new in shrink wrap, which I took off and put on the broad art cover. Lee and Grant by William Rasmussen and Robert S. Tilton, and this is really a beautiful book. Again, it was in shrink wrap. They had a stack of them. They're just getting rid of them, $5. There's no publisher mark on them or anything. It remained the mark. Just brand new, mint, and very cool. Big book though. It's heavy. I'll have to find a place for it. So that was it. 3 books and the DVD set. The other 2 stores we went to, I just didn't find anything. One of them, I could have maybe bought a book or 2, but I didn't. Just didn't like. I kind of was thinking about it, and it didn't just, whatever it was I was looking at, it didn't make me feel like I just have to have it, and so that's kind of good. I held back a little bit. Normally I would have just like grabbed everything, but I held back. I'll probably wind up finding them again somewhere and buying them sometime. But one was called Tall in the Saddle. It was quotes from Western movies. That I probably wouldn't buy because it just was kind of boring. I was flipping through the pages waiting to find some like really great quotes, and I just wasn't finding anything that was like so wonderful. Like, why did they pick this quote out? It just didn't seem like anything special. So I let that one go, and we had a good time. We always have a good time. Ate out at a nice restaurant, MJ's, in Spotswood, is it, New Jersey? So that's it. Till next time. Next week we're going away for the weekend, sleeping out a couple of nights, going to bookstores, and see what I get then. Till then, bye. It's Wednesday, May 24th, and time for a quick little update. We're going out this weekend for Memorial Day to a few bookstores in Vermont and Massachusetts. Hopefully find some good stuff. There's actually a lot of stores up that way I like to go to, but we can't really hit all of them. So hopefully I'll get lucky where I'm going. Then again, I got so many books, hopefully I don't get lucky. It's a crapshoot anyway. But this is what I got this week. Got 3 books. Orphans Preferred. This was $2 outside Strands in like brand new condition. The Twisted Truth and Lasting Legend of the Pony Express by Christopher Corbett. And I looked this up on Amazon, and one person gave it a 1-star review. And the comment that they made in their review, why they gave it 1 star, I double checked in the book to see if the person was right about what they wrote, and it was completely wrong. The author did not do what the person wrote in the review. So that person's a nut, did not read carefully. So that was one. Then I picked this up in the store. It was $9. The original price was $7.95. But I don't really see this anywhere, and you could probably buy it online, but it was kind of like a spur-of-the-moment thing. It was there, I was there, my money was there, everything just aligned correctly, and I bought it. So Raymond Chandler and Film by William Lure. This was reprinted in 1991, because this edition is from like 1982. So about about 10 years it was reprinted. This is the original, and cool cover. And then this was $5. I have another copy of this for $5. It was like in excellent, pretty much brand new condition. The Art of Frank Howell, text by Michael French, and you can see the kind of art. So again, it was $5 and looked really good for that price. I didn't want to let it sit. So that's it for this week. 3 books. Of course, I'll be going there again Thursday and Friday, see what I find. But that's it for this entry. Talk to you later. Bye. Talk to you later. What was that? I won't be talking to you at all. I'll be talking at you, but not to you. Whatever. Monday, May 29th, and we're back from our Memorial Day weekend trip. Had a fun book haul, fun weekend. And I'm going to go over now the books that I purchased. We went to bookstores in 4 states: Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Massachusetts. The Vermont stores, I bought, the 2 we went to, maybe just a few books, 2, 3, not a lot. New Hampshire, I'm not even sure that I bought anything. The prices were high. They really, in terms of being competitive, I just didn't think they were even trying. I bought maybe 2 or 3 books now that I think about it there, from 2 or 3 stores we went to, which was like nothing to buy for me. They had stuff I would have purchased if the prices were better, but I don't like feeling like I'm being ripped off unless it's something that's like so rare and like such great shape that I just feel like this is just worth it, just do it. Otherwise, I just wait. And then on the way home, we didn't have it on our itinerary, but we decided to stop at the Book Barn in Niantic, which turned out to be a very good idea because I did find a lot of stuff there. They had actually just recently received a bunch of vintage books, and they sell everything for $1. So I bought a bunch of like really nice old vintage books. Brett Holiday, Mike Shane novels, really nice covers. Got some of those and some other books. And again, I'm going to go over those in just a second. So actually, the second's now. So let's start. First, I picked up here, I have them kind of by genre, kind of keeping them the same. Okay, Max Smart and the Ghastly Ghost Affair. I have this book, but it's kind of beat up, and this is in really great shape. It's really, the spine isn't even broke, and it was $1. Great deal. This would be like $15 at Strand, and who knows what online. So, in great shape. Next, let me get myself organized here. Okay. Soldier in the Rain by William Goldman. I think I have this, but it was $1, and for this shape, I'll just get it. It's kind of like a comical look at the army. This I didn't buy because I wanted to read it. I just thought it was kind of cool. Magnum Force with Clint Eastwood on the cover. Same thing with this book here, Dog Day Afternoon by Patrick Mann. It's got Al Pacino on the cover. And it's in great shape, and it was $1. $15 a strand this would be. Wow. Then I picked up The Drowning Pool by Ross McDonald. This has pictures of Paul Newman on the cover from the movie. And on the back cover, this was cool. This I paid. This I got in Massachusetts. I paid $1.50, I think, for this. Our Man Flint with Lee Marvin on the cover, and it's in like excellent shape. The Big Sleep, Raymond Chandler. I have this book, but the cover's so cool, and you know, if I see it for a good price, I'll get it. And this was $1.95. And I'll be right back. Okay, continuing. 1 second there. Okay, another Raymond Chandler, Farewell My Lovely. Now this one, another Tom Adams cover. I'm not sure if I have this book with this cover. I know I have the book, but I don't remember if I have it in this cover. It's in good shape, not the best, but it was $1, so I picked it up. Then I got here Telly Savalas, Kojak, #2. This book I have already, #2. It's the only Kojak book that I have. I've never seen any others. The other one I have is in good condition. This is in like excellent condition. That's why I picked it up. Then this I saw on the shelf. It was in such nice shape. I would normally never buy this. It was an old vintage book, $1, in like beautiful unread or barely read shape, carefully read shape. And Helen McGinnis, Above Suspicion, looked interesting. And so, kind of like the cover. So I picked it up for $1. Same thing with this book here. I thought that it's called Slow Burn by Jack Ehrlich. Now looking at it, I thought this was a Robert McGinnis cover, but then when I looked on the back, it's not. The art is by Robert Abbott, Abbett. Looks like McGinnis, but it was only $1, and I figured I'd get it just for the cover. Maybe I'll read it someday. I don't know. Then some Mike Shane books. The Corpse That Never Was. This is a Robert McGinnis cover. Heads You Lose. This is not not Robert McGinnis. This is Robert Stanley. You know, it's funny. They're all named Robert. Robert McGinnis, Robert Stanley, Robert Abbott. Is that his name, Robert Abbott? Pretty sure it was. Yeah, they're all Robert. What's going on there? So, Heads You Lose. Then, Stranger in Town. And this, I'm not sure who the artist is. And Death Has Three Lives. Another Mike Shane book. And this art must be by Robert McGinnis, and it is McGinnis. And let's see, let's get the next stack ready. Okay. This I bought. This is one of the only expensive paperback that I purchased. It was $4. Slave Girl of Gore. It looks unread. It's in excellent shape on the shelf, and normally I would not spend $4 on this, but it's kind of cool. It's such perfect shape. I had some other ones, but the prices were just silly. I wasn't going to buy them, but I splurged on that one. I wasn't going to get it, but I was like leaving the store with nothing, or barely nothing, and I thought, well, I'll pick out a few things. So I picked that. I didn't want to go home empty-handed. But the prices could have been better. This I Will Fountain Them More Forever by Merrill D. Beale. I have this book in a regular, like, larger softcover edition, and I have another paperback of it. I think it's got a different cover than this. I might even have two paperbacks with other covers. But Chief Joseph, it's cool. It was in excellent shape, and it was $1. A Handful of Men by Robert Wilders. This is a book takes place in Texas. I'm not sure when, but the blurb on the back talks about someone selling guns to the Indians, and the cover's kind of cool. And I looked up a review, had a good review online. This here, excellent old book, Bloody Sevens by Jefferson Cooper. And this I purchased with the Gore book, so it was probably $2 or $3. But it's a thin book, but it's really in excellent condition, although it's fragile because it's old. And it takes place during Revolutionary War times, 1777 to be precise. Then I got Max Brand Tenderfoot. Now this is something I would not normally purchase because I'm not really into straight cowboy books, but I was flipping through it and some Indian characters in it look kind of interesting. It was only $1, so I thought, considering the shape and they look like it was more than what I thought it was, I figured I'd get it. Now this I purchased without really ever thinking I would read it. If I live to be 200 and I have time, but the cover was so cool. Giles A. Lutz, The Challenger. Let me see so it's just like a really cool gunfighter cover. And this would be like $10 to $15 at Strand. $1. Taps at Little Bighorn. This is Sundance #7, written by John Bentine, whose real name, if I'm correct, is Terry Harknett. Maybe. I'm not sure if that's the person who does these books. Might be. It's a Little Bighorn book, Custer. I thought it'd be cool to get. It's fiction, just to have it. Maybe I'll read it someday. And Son of the Sioux by Gerald Drayson Adams. Now the cover here has nothing to do with the book, it seems. The book is about, this looks like a standard cowboy picture. I'm not sure why they chose this for the cover. The book is about Lieutenant Casper Collins, who was killed in a fight with the Sioux around 1865. I don't remember exactly, but more or less around then. And again, the cover just does not really let you know what the book is about at all. But $1, it was in nice shape. And the last few paperbacks, then I'll get into the other books. This is from a series of 8 books. I now have 7 of them. I'm missing one. This is A Man with No Name series of books that, like, Clint Eastwood made those spaghetti westerns. So I got The Devil's Dollar Sign and A Fistful of Dollars. And these books have different authors. One of them was written by a guy named Frank Chandler, which is a pen name, whose real name I can't think of right now. The other book was written by someone named Joe Millard. Or Millard. So I got these two. I'm just missing one. It's funny, all 7 of the 8 that I have, I think I all got it in Niantic. So I've got to find that number. The one I'm missing, I think it's number 2 from the series. I'm not sure. I looked it up and I forgot now. Might have been book 2. Now this one here, High Plains Drifter, by Ernest Tidyman. This has Clint Eastwood on the cover. Of course, he made this into a movie. That's kind of why I bought it. Just kind of cool cover. This too, I just had a nice cover and it was in like excellent shape. The Lone Ranger Rides Again. This is book number 8. I've seen other Lone Ranger books with really nice covers. They all had nice covers. But something was usually just wrong with the book and I didn't buy them. But now I kind of look back and wish I had bought some of them. But this cover is really cool. And Lone Ranger and Tonto on there. And some bad hombres. By Fran Stryker. The Lone Ranger rides again. Then I picked up Showdown at Little Bighorn by D. Brown. This is the paperback edition of it. I used to have a softcover copy, which I had gotten rid of at some point when I moved a long time ago. I feel bad I did that now, but I'll find a bigger copy someday. But this is a cool paperback version. Actually, there was another paperback version of this with a really nice cover. It came out in the 80s, like maybe the early 80s. Bantam might have been the company that was publishing them. And who published this one? It's probably the same. Well, this is Berkeley Medallion. So I'm not sure, but they were like really nice covers on a bunch of them, and I'll find it somewhere sometime. And this here, The Last Hunt by Milton Lott, one of my favorite books. You can see here some of the cover came off, and this is because the place I bought it in Niantic, they just don't, they're great prices, and they're nice people, but they just don't seem to understand the sensitivity of the old books, the fragileness of them. And they put like the sticker right with the price right on his face, and it was hard to get off, and I was very upset about it. But what you're going to do, it's not like, it's not terrible, but I mean, it is kind of terrible. But I mean, you can still see his eyes. But they had to put it right there. I mean, couldn't they put the price like over here, over here? They got to put right on the face. They do this all the time. And I actually emailed them maybe a year and a half ago about this practice, and like they just don't seem to care. So what can you do? It doesn't usually affect the book, or I get the price off carefully, but this time I couldn't do it. So there you go. Then let's get now to the other stuff here. In no particular real sequence. These are just as I pick them up. Okay, pictures from an expedition. Early views of the American West. This was, I don't remember how much it was cheap. Maybe $3-4. I already have it, but it's something rare, and I just thought I'd get it again. It's from an exhibition of art from like when would this come out? 1978 to 1979. So it's from that exhibition, kind of like a little catalog. This Dancing Colors. I have another one, the same kind of book. It's called Becoming Brave. This kind of is a lot of material culture in here with clothing, like beadwork. Let's see. Find another one. So this was $4, and it was in excellent shape. They had another one, and it had someone's name in it, like a name label in it. And then they had this one. I picked it up, and luckily it didn't have any of that nonsense in it. Okay. This one I'll do. No. This one this was a pre-order from Amazon. I ordered it months ago. It just came in the mail, but luckily on Friday before we left, because otherwise we would have been sitting out all weekend in the box. This is The Three Battles of Sand Creek, in Blood, in Court, and as the End of History by Gregory Mickno. It's not too thick, but looks interesting, and so that was just an Amazon purchase. Now these I picked up in Massachusetts. They were the same book twice. They were $4, and they were like in brand new, excellent condition. These are public. This is the Journal of Jacob Fowler, narrating an adventure from Arkansas through the Indian Territory, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, and New Mexico to the sources of the Rio Grande del Norte, 1821 to 22. Edited with notes by Elliot Coos. And this is published by Ross and Haynes. They had two of them on the shelf just sitting there. Excellent condition, $4 each. So I figured, most places you go, this is going to be 8 to 10 or more for just one. So both of them, I just said, I'm just going to get them. Look like unread, beautiful condition. I have another copy of this book by Nebraska Press with a different cover, um, but I thought this was a good steal for $4. And this, Hollywood's Indian. This looks interesting. The Portrayal of the Native American in Film, edited by Peter C. Rollins and John E. O'Connor. And there's a handful of articles in here by different authors about Hollywood Indians, or Hollywood's Indians. It's from Cheyenne Autumn on the cover there. And Sal Mineo. So that looks good. In this book here, I have this book. It was a really excellent book. How accurate historically it is, I don't know, but Tim McCoy Remembers the West, an autobiography with Ronald McCoy, who was his son. And I already have this book. The reason I have it in hardcover and softcover, and the reason why I bought this one, besides the fact that it was $5, let me show you here. The person who owned it previously kind of like made like art stuff in here, like put pictures of Tim McCoy in the book. I turn the pages, not on the text, just on like blank pages at the beginning and at the end. Whoever did this was kind of creative about it. Obviously, really liked Tim McCoy, and there's stuff in the back too. There might even be more up front. I didn't go through every page, but here's picture and a little news article. And so when I saw that it was $5, I wasn't going to get it, and I thought, you know what, that's kind of cool. He did have the little name sticker in here, but I got it off. It looks, you really can't even really tell unless you really look carefully at it. So if I couldn't get the name off, I might not have purchased it, but I peeled the name off in the store before I bought it, and it came off, so I bought it. Let's see, next on the list here. Getting near the end. Not quite, but near. Alvin and Josephine, the Nez Perce Indians in the Opening of the Northwest. Complete and unabridged softcover version. I have the hardcover. I wanted to get the softcover. I think it was around $7.50 maybe. And so I went for it. Then these next two books I got for $1 each, and they're brand new. This was at a place, they had books outside with like a sign saying like, leave $1 for the book. And then as I was looking, the lady, the husband was away on a trip, but the wife was home and opened up the store for me. She kind of surprised me while I was looking at it in like this like shed area with the books, which you were allowed to do. It was a sign that, you could go through them. And these were like in like excellent condition. Raymond Chandler, Trouble Is My Business, and Streets of Laredo, Larry McMurtry. And so for $1 each. Then I went in and bought a few books, which the next one I'm going to show you I picked up from them. I feel like I overpaid for this. It was $10. A Clash of Cultures, Fort Bowie and the Chiricahua Apaches. This is by Robert M. Utley. It's a National Park Service book. And it's kind of on the skinny side, but on the one hand, I thought like $10 was kind of steep, but on the other hand, I've never like seen this in the store. And if I have, it wasn't in this condition, or I would have purchased it. So for $10, I just said, you know what, I'll just get it because of the condition. So I'm happy with it. It would have killed me if I came home without it, so I had to get it. Now this I already have. It was maybe $1.50 or $2. Fort Laramie. It's kind of a National Park Service handbook of about Fort Laramie. And even though I have it, it's kind of cool. It was like in great condition, so kind of like that stuff. Then this book here, this was $8, and it looks like it's in brand new condition so far as I could tell. Certainly excellent condition. Buffalo Bills British Wild West by Alan Gallup. And it had some really nice pictures inside. It's got some nice end papers. Looks interesting about Buffalo Bill's Wild West show in England, and again some nice pictures. Let me see if I can just find one real quick here. Just give me a second. Like, here we go. There's lots of others, but it's a hardcover. It's a little bit heavy even. It's what looks like it's well made. Feels like it's well made. Cody on the back. So this I found in Niantic Book Barn. And then this one here is the last of them. Western Films. This is complete guide by Brian Garfield, who wrote some westerns, and he even wrote Death Wish. There's pictures of movies and little blurbs about each one of them. And this book came out in 1982, so it's limited up to what came out at that time. So you're not going to find like Dances with Wolves in here or anything after 82. I don't know if it's been republished since, but I haven't looked it up. But it's in nice condition, and I think it was like $4, which is a good deal, I think. So that's the end of the books. There were a few I left behind. I made note of a few I'd like to try to find on my own somewhere else because the prices were just too high. That's about it. We had a really great time, and I got to find where to put all these books, and that is a problem. Believe me, it's a problem. I've said this in other videos, so it may sound like I'm making it up, but I have nowhere to put these books. I'm going to have to do rearranging and figuring things out, and I may not even get it done today. I don't know. So that's it for now. Till next time. Bye. It's Wednesday, May 31st, and this will be the final video clip for the month of May. And another month has gone by. Tomorrow, June 1st, will mark 25 months left to retirement. Also, about 500 work days estimated, more or less, in that next 25 months. So, making headway here. It's hard to believe another month is gone. Well, this month of May seemed a little bit long. I don't know, but it's over. Maybe because the weather hasn't been so nice. It's been kind of like a dreary month. It feels more like the fall. But it's over, and I'm not trying to rush my life by. I'm just trying to get to retirement. Just want to make that clear. Definitely want to live a long time. Got a lot to read, and want to see my son grow up into a fine young man. Okay, so for the end of month video, the last clip, I always review what, well, not so much review, but tell what movies I watched and what books I read for the month, and you're on the edge of your seat, I can see. But first, before I get to that, this came in the mail a couple of days ago. A Surgeon with Custer at the Little Bighorn. James DeWolf's Diary and Letters, 1876, edited by Todd E. Harburn, with a foreword by Paul Andrew Hutton. So this looks good. It's Oklahoma Press. Then the books that I read for the month, and let's see here. So, The Trail to Ogallala by Benjamin Capps. I read this book. You know what? Before I actually get to that, let me do this book first. I read Monty Walsh by Jack Schaefer. This is a 5-star book. I loved this book. The movie can only do so much. It couldn't duplicate what's in the book, but it's good on its own right. If you see the movie and read the book, you can definitely believe Lee Marvin and Jack Palance being the characters in this book easily. They really nailed it. Of course, the movie being about 2 hours or however long it is can't cover everything in this book, and so it's not real. It's just uses the essence of the book a little bit maybe, and takes some little snippets from it and tries to make it into a story, but can only go so far. But this is a 5-star book, one of the best books I've ever read. having read this, I wanted to follow it up just for comparison's sake, kind of with another cowboy cattle uh, trail type of book. Um, so I read The Trail to Ogallala by Benjamin Capps. Definitely, it was an okay book, but definitely inferior to Monty Walsh. Um, Whereas Monty Walsh was a 5-star book, this is maybe a 3-star book. Um, it's got a lot of good reviews and obviously good things written about it, but it just didn't really do it for me. I thought it was kind of by the numbers a little bit. Although other people who've reviewed it have said that it was like original. I just didn't find it to be that way. And plus there's some religion in the book. The religious guy gets killed, whatever that means, and it was good. It just wasn't. It was after reading Monty Walsh and reading this. Whatever book I read after Monty Walsh was almost certain to not live up to that standard, unless I read like The Big Sky or something, which I've already read. So there you go. Not bad. I might have liked it more had I not read Monty Walsh just before it. Maybe I would think it was a 4-star book. But after Monty Walsh, it was hard to follow. And then Women's Sheep by Benjamin Capps. Same as Trail to Ogallala. This is written by Benjamin Capps. Based on a true story, although I really should say inspired by a real person. The book itself, I don't really think followed, because not much is known. It couldn't have really followed the real person's life. There's a lot of fiction in here. I wasn't really buying what I was reading. It was okay. I don't know how authentic it was. I didn't love the book. From what I've read of Benjamin Capps, I've read better. The White Man's Road with Joe Cowbone main character. That was a better book. That was probably by Benjamin Capps the best novel that I've read. I have some others by him, so we'll see. But I think that The White Man's Road is probably tops so far of what I've read from him. I may have read some other books by him. I can't recall right now what they are. But these two were satisfactory, good, but not didn't slay me by any means. Okay, now movies that I watched. These are all 3 or 4-star movies, except one was a 5-star movie. And I'm going to show these in the order that I watched them. So, Deception with Bette Davis, Paul Henreid, and Claude Rains. Claude Rains is always good. Again, these everything I'm showing here was 3 or 4 stars. This is probably a 4-star movie. Pretty good. This was the one 5-star movie that I watched, How to Steal $1 Million. This was very good. This was Audrey Hepburn and Peter O'Toole. So I gave this 5 stars on a 1 to 5 scale, obviously. 5 being best. Crossfire. This movie, was this the one with the, excuse me a second while I just make sure I try to remember what I watched. Oh yeah, okay. This one has to do with anti-Semitism. It's kind of like a message movie. It wasn't bad. 3 to 4 stars, whatever I gave it. Good. Mr. Skeffington, starring Claude Rains and Bette Davis. Right there in the picture. Good movie. After retirement, when I have more time to, maybe just do a video with just movie reviews only, like one at a time, I might go into more depth, although I find this kind of annoying. If you've already watched the movie, it's one thing, but to make videos telling everything about the movie, it just ruins the movie for people who haven't seen it yet. So I kind of even when I write reviews online, I try not to really give away the story, or if I do, I'll write spoiler alert and go down a few lines and write something about it that bothered me about the movie, or some detail about the movie I don't want to give away. So whatever it is, I thought it was good. I think the movie was a bit long too. Song of the Thin Man and Thin Man Goes Home. Both of these were good movies. These were the final two movies in a 5 or 6, maybe 6 movie series, Thin Man movies. And those star William Powell and Myrna Loy. And they were both good. Worst movie I watched of the month. This does not fall into the 3 or 4 star category as most of these movies do. This is a 2-star movie. I could even go so far as giving it 1 star maybe. I'll be generous, say 2 stars. The Thin Red Line. What a load of crap. A horrible movie. It's stupid. Got it cheap in a used bookstore. But junk. Getting rid of it, actually. A Place in the Sun, 4-star movie. The stars Montgomery Clift, Elizabeth Taylor, and Shelley Winters. This is a good movie. I go 4 stars. Then I watched from this here. This is a set of movies. And I watched 2 movies from here. I watched The Strange Love of Martha Ivers, which was good. And Suddenly with Frank Sinatra, which was also pretty good. Those are like maybe 4-star movies, each of them I probably gave them. So I still have some more to watch on here. So that's it for the month of May. And again, 25 months to go. Hopefully June will have some better weather, not too hot, but comfortable, and less rain. That's about it till next month. Going on some book trips in June. Have at least 1 lined up, maybe 2. And we'll see what I get. Bye.